Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today we're digging into a really thought-provoking essay, The Power of Faith, Fuel for Achieving Goals, Visions, and Dreams.
Yeah, and it's key to understand right off the bat, we're not talking theology here.
Exactly. It's about faith as this sort of invisible driving force behind, well, getting things done, human achievement.
hmm
Our mission today is really to unpack how this quiet but powerful engine helps people believe in what they can't yet see.
Pursue things that seem impossible, right?
Right. And just hold on to hope when things look, completely unclear. Okay, let's get into it.
Well, what's fascinating is how the essay frames it. It says faith transforms the impossible into the inevitable. That's quite a statement.
It really is.
It's presented not just as a feeling, but as like a solid foundation you can stand on, especially when things are uncertain. Gives you the grounding to act.
And that definition is crucial. The essay nails it down not as religion, but as simply trust.
Trust.
Trust in yourself, maybe a process, the future,
Huh?
maybe even something bigger than just what's happening right now.
It's that active choice, isn't it? Choosing to believe beyond the visible facts.
Yeah, exactly.
Mhm.
The essay calls it the starting point of all achievement. It's what lets you take that first scary step.
And, history kind of backs this up. If you look at major breakthroughs, inventions, leadership moments, so many were, as the source says, born out of faith. This trust was like a silent companion.
Kept them going when maybe logic screamed, stop.
Absolutely. Think about inventors failing hundreds of times.
Yeah.
What kept them going wasn't proof of success.
No.
It was that deep belief, that faith, that their vision could work.
Okay, here's where it gets really interesting for me. The source talks about how faith fuels persistence.
Yeah, it's huge.
It gives you that courage, that grit to push through when, logic says give up through setbacks, criticism, doubt.
hmm
The essay makes this great point. Talent alone is not enough, and even intelligence may falter. But faith, it says faith holds steady. It's like an anchor.
It is. And it does that by reframing how we see failure, doesn't it?
How so?
Well, it reminds you that failure is not the end. It's just, part of the process.
Okay, yeah, that changes everything.
It empowers you to get back up, right? To rise after every fall, adapt, stay committed, even when you're knocked down. It keeps you pointed toward your goal.
And it's not just about enduring. Faith also actively shapes vision.
How do you?
Like the ability to see beyond the visible, to imagine possibilities where everyone else just sees dead ends, limitations.
Okay, so it's not just wishful thinking.
No, it's more like setting goals that might look unrealistic at first glance.
But that very act of believing opens up space.
Exactly. Space for growth, learning, and, as the essay puts it, even miracles. Think of someone starting a business in a field everyone says is impossible.
Right. And that connects to decision making too, doesn't it? It brings clarity.
Yeah, how so?
Well, if you have that strong inner conviction, you're less likely to be swayed by, say, fear or comparison.
Ah, okay.
Keeps you focused.
Right. Faith helps you stay aligned with your values and purpose. You make choices that feel authentic, not just reactive.
And, it's not all about the external win. The essay stresses that achieving the goal isn't the only point. It's also about who we become in the process.
The journey itself.
Yeah, faith kind of pushes us or invites us to grow, building things like resilience, patience, humility, strength through the struggle.
And that ties into purpose, I think. Faith helps connect our personal goals to something, well, bigger. A greater sense of purpose.
Like how?
It reminds us that our dreams can actually serve others, maybe contribute to a better world.
So it elevates a personal quest.
Yeah, potentially transforming it into an act of service and impact. Gives it more weight, more meaning.
So pulling this all together for you listening, what this deep dive shows is that faith in this context isn't passive. It's not just hoping.
No, definitely not. It's an active force. It's energy. It empowers you to dream, yes, but also to dare, and then, crucially, to do. Provides the courage to begin and the strength to finish, both ends of the process.
And in a world that feels, let's face it, pretty uncertain a lot of the time,
Yeah.
this kind of faith offers that solid foundation. The essay concludes really powerfully with this active faith. No goal is too distant, no vision too bold, and no dream too high.
It really reframes the limits we might place on ourselves.
Absolutely. It suggests the impossible just stays that way until belief starts working on it.
So here's something to think about. How might cultivating this active force of faith, this deep trust, fundamentally transform how you approach your biggest aspirations and challenges starting today?